Today I'm going to be sharing some basic watercolor tips and tools for beginners. I'm going to be testing the auto stretcher bars for the first time. These stretcher bars let you stretch your watercolor paper to prevent buckling without relying on the annoying watercolor tape, which if you've used before, you know it has about a 50-50 chance of coming loose during painting, which is horribly frustrating. To use these stretcher bars, you're going to soak your paper. I soaked mine for about 10 minutes and then place it on your board. Then secure it with the wooden braces. My only issue, and this was pretty minor, is that the board sizes in the bundles, which is what I had ordered, do not match standard US paper dimensions. So I had to trim all of my paper to fit. However, it looks like on their website they now offer what they call custom sizes, and those align with US standards, which were not available when I ordered my bundle a couple of years ago. So if I were to order now, I would definitely get these sizes that are standard to wherever you live, whatever paper sizes you use. Once the paper is fully dry, you're ready to paint. I let mine dry overnight. For my first test, I used Arches Hot Press 140-pound watercolor paper. I used a lot of water and masking fluid, a combination that typically causes significant buckling. To apply the masking fluid, I used a ruling pen. Dip the pen into the masking fluid and carefully line and fill in the areas that you want to keep white. Ensure the masking fluid is completely dry before painting to avoid any issues. For this test, I am not aiming for a masterpiece. Watercolor is best painted flat, but due to my back pain, I am working on an easel, letting the paint run freely. My goal is to push these stretcher bars to the limits, not really to create a polished piece. After my background dried, I removed the masking fluid using a masking fluid eraser. These erasers are amazing. You don't rub them back and forth like you would a regular eraser. Just sort of press or dab and let it grab the masking fluid and then lift it up or pull it away. It makes removal effortless. But a quick warning, don't do what I did. I did this project during a live stream, so I was rushing. My paper wasn't fully dry when I removed the masking fluid, and the excess water caused a small lifting of the paper. If the paper feels cool to the touch, it is not dry yet. Wait until it's completely dry to avoid these issues. But since this was a test project, I continued. For an important piece though, I would have started over. With the masking fluid removed, I began painting the betta fish. His tail has a translucent quality, so I let the background watercolor fill those areas in. For this piece, I'm using watercolor as a base layer and then adding details with colored pencils later. This approach is great if you're not a watercolor expert. Colored pencils can correct imperfections and speed up the detailing process compared to using them alone. Do you want to paint this with me, brushstroke by brushstroke in real time? Head over to patreon.com/Lachri, where for as little as $6 a month, you get access to this and over 400 of my other long-form lessons. Let me help you take your work to the next level. I added aqua bronze in gold to give the fish a stunning shimmer. This is visible only from certain angles, which adds a very fancy touch. I was initially concerned that the raised edges of the stretcher bars might interfere with the colored pencil work, but they didn't bother me at all. This makes the bars versatile for other mediums like airbrushing, where I've had major buckling issues with the masking fluid and airbrushing in the past. If these stretcher bars perform as well as I hope, they will be a game changer for my work. Now let's see the results. And it just comes right off like no problem, and it is flat like that. I used so much water and let it set, and like it is, there's nothing. It is like a perfect sheet of paper I can't believe how well that... After removing the stretcher bars, the paper stayed perfectly flat, far more than I expected it to. As you can see in my members live clip, the bars delivered incredible results. If you are tired of buckling paper and unreliable watercolor tape, I highly recommend the auto stretcher bars. I purchased these myself. I'm not sponsored at all. Despite the non-standard US sizes in my set, they are fantastic. Check them out at autoproducts.com. Remember, you can paint this with me in real time, brushstroke by brushstroke, over at patreon.com/Lachri, where you will get this and over 400 of my other long tutorials. Let me help you take your work to the next level with lessons ranging from beginner through advanced. This was a really fun, very simple watercolor and colored pencil project, but you can take this mixed media even further and go super detailed. Check out this video here.